What's up everyone and welcome to episode 3 of Sleight of Hand for Beginners. In today's video we're going to learn how to force a card, we are going to learn how to do false cuts, and I'm going to teach you also two very important moves, which is the swing cut and a double undercut. So grab yourself a deck of cards and let's begin. So first, I'm going to teach you how to do a swing cut. So, hold the deck in middle grip position. I think I explained this in episode 1, in case you haven't seen it. And a swing cut is basically this: is moving small packets from one hand into the other. You learn this in less than a minute. Let's say half an hour. So now to do a proper swing cut, what you do is, the way I do it, is thumb at the back, fingers 2 and 3 more towards the middle and right hand side of the deck, which gives you then space for finger 1 to grab a bunch of cards, so about a block. And this is a swing cut. Finger 1 does other movement here. It lifts up a bunch of cards, moves it to the side, and the left hand receives it. This is a swing cut. Double undercut. So, for example, we have the king here. We're going to place the cards from the right hand on top of the left hand, holding a thumb break. Now we want that card moved to the top. So what we do is we take about half of the cards from the bottom half of the pack, and we move it to the top. Let go everything from the break and move to the top again. That's a double undercut. So now we have the king back on top. Why am I teaching you this? Because this is going to be important towards the end. So imagine we have a 5, the card goes into the middle, I hold a break, and I want that card back on top. I use a double undercut. So you hold the deck in middle grip position. This is how you're holding it. Remove about half of the cards from below the break, place it on top, let everything go from the break, place those on top of the rest. Double undercut. Okay? So swing cut and the double undercut. Now I'm going to teach you how to force a card. I'm going to teach you 3 forces, and they're all simple.St one is the Hindu force. It goes like this. Oh, sorry. I'm going to force you the 7 of hearts. Now, how did I do that? Well, when you do a Hindu force, if you notice, the bottom card doesn't move. So as long as you know what the bottom card is, and you can do that by, for example, peeking, that's what I did before. You just turn the deck slightly towards yourself while you're talking to the spectators. Memorize the bottom card. Now you're just going to pull the cards from the top. Ask the spectators to say stop anywhere they want. Here, awesome. Show them the card. And now this is where you can do the double undercut. Now you place those cards on top of a pinky break, like so. Regrip to a thumb break, like we did in the previous. Take half of the bottom, everything else from the bottom of that break, place it back on top. It's not on top because it's still on the bottom. So you go from a Hindu shuffle. Stop. Awesome. Place here. Now you have the card also controlled to the bottom. So that is the Hindu force. Another tip, actually not another tip, a tip for the Hindu force, if you want, when you know already what the bottom card is, you can hold a slight thumb break, like so, before you perform the Hindu shuffle or the Hindu force. And when they say stop here, you move with your hand forward. You say, this is where you want to stop. You drop that card that you had on the thumb break. Then ask the spectator to have a look at the card. Take them out of your hand, place it back on top. You can go back into the break, go into a double undercard, and now the card is controlled to the top. So that is basically two forces. Next, what we're going to learn is the spread force. At least this is an easier version of the spread force. So for example, we have the 5 of spades on top, and we want to force this card onto the spectator. The way I like to perform this, and this is again for me the easiest way, is I pull the top card into my hand. Now spread the rest of those cards below or above the selected card. Ask the spectator to select any card, so please select any card. So for example, they put their finger on this one, and it could be actually a free choice. They can point to any card they want, because as soon as they touch that card, you don't show it immediately. You square everything up and then you show it. So let's see if you understand. Pull that card into my fingertips, spread everything, so it's going to look like so. When they select this card, for example, I'll remove my left hand and say, this is exactly where you wanted to stop. They'll say yes, and then we just close everything neatly, and then we show them the card. So this is the spread force. Once again, in the spades, please can you select any card you want? Oh, you want this one? Awesome. The next force we're going to learn, and this is probably the one that you're going to use the most, and it's the riffle force. This is the one that I use the most, and it goes like this. So imagine 8 of spades is the card we're going to force. We want to perform a swing cut. Now we're going to place those cards on a pinky break, and we're going to, with our thumb, we're going to riffle down the cards, and we're going to ask the spectator to say stop anywhere they want. They say stop here. Our right hand is going to cover that break, but we're not going to pull the cards from the front. We're going to pull from the pinky break. So they say stop here, for example. Fingers cover the gap. Thumb goes towards the back where the break is and lifts everything from that part. Show the card to the spectator. Now you can do another double undercut or just lose it. That all depends on the trick you're doing. So once again, we have the 8 of spades. We swing cut, place the cards on a pinky break. Ask the spectator to say stop anywhere they want. Here, awesome. Cover. Our thumb lifts everything from the break up. Show the card to the spectator. And that is the riffle force. So I'm going to teach you now how to do 2 false cuts. And these false cuts are full deck false cuts. Basically what it means is, if you have a deck that you just took out of a brand new packet of cards, they will be in a new deck order, so ace to king, ace to king, ace to king. And the way you're going to shuffle these cards or mix these cards looks like you're mixing them up, but actually you're still maintaining everything in order from the beginning till end. I will show you what I mean with that. So we have the 3 at the bottom, and we have the 2 on top. And this is called a running false cut. You're cutting multiple packets onto the table, and nothing has changed. So if this was in new deck order, all those cards will still be in order. And this is why I decided to teach you also how to do the swing cut, because it uses or utilizes the swing cut. Now let's learn. I'm going to keep the card face up so you can follow along better. We hold the deck in billet grip position. just so we can do a swing cut. So let's swing cut the first part of the cards into our hand. We swing cut again, and this time this block of cards is going to be held in a pinky break. We swing cut again, and these cards will be held with this thing over here, finger 3. I know it looks very awkward and it looks untidy and anyone can see it, but if you have your hand slightly tilted down to the side, people won't notice it. And with speed as well, this will fly over their heads. So the rest of the cards go onto a table. You grab the first packet from the break, place that on top. You grab everything from the pinky break, place on top of that. These cards go back into a build a grip position where you can do 1 more or 2 more swing cuts. Pinky, that goes back on top, that goes on top, and that goes on top. Everything has still remained in the same place. So once again, build a grip, swing cut about 1/3 of the cards, swing cut again into a pinky break, swing cut again, hold another break with finger 3, drop those cards, remove everything from the first break, move everything from the pinky break. These cards go into your right hand again for a swing cut. It goes on top. And there you have it. This is the running false cut. Now the next one is a tabled false cut. It's called the up the ladder. And it goes like this. So 2 on top. The 2 is on top. 3 is on the bottom. You can do this as much as you want. The 2 still on top. And the 3 on the bottom. Now, the up the ladder. Hold the cards as if you're going to do a riffle shuffle. So, thumb and finger 2 on each side. Right hand will pull about half of the cards out. And we're going to place that on top of a thumb break with the left hand. Right hand removes now half of those cards from the bottom. Fingers 1 and 2 move out of the way so you can place them on top of the rest while still holding the break. Now you're going to remove the last packet and place it on top. Now, if you want, you can do it again. It's going to break. Remove the half of those cards. Remove the last packet. Square up. 2's on top. 3's on the bottom. So that is the up the ladder false cut. Basically, you're breaking this down into 3 parts. First pack, you divide the bottom half in half again. Goes on top. Last part goes on top of that. Now face up so you can follow along. 2 and 3. And there we have it. Now we're going to move on to the trick part. Now I'm going to try to do something a bit different than I did in previous episodes. In previous episodes I just explained the trick, how it was done. What I'm going to do is I'll explain, or I'll perform it first as if I have somebody in front of me, and then I explain how it's done. Okay, so let's go. So please, could you point to any card you would like, please? All right, awesome. This one. Now I would like you to memorize this card. All right. Don't tell me what it was, but I have a feeling I know what it is. I'm seeing a pattern. Are you seeing a pattern here? Actually, inside the box, I have a prediction. Prediction is that it's the Jack of Diamonds. What? You think this is a trick deck with only Jack of Diamonds? No, it's completely different. Normal cards. Okay, so this is a bit of an impromptu effect. So what I did is beforehand wrote down the card I was going to force, so the Jack of Diamonds. Have that card already placed on top, so if you're about to perform this trick for somebody, just go through the cards, grab it, and place it on top. That's it. And then you can have the card already inside the box, the prediction, place the rest of the cards into that, and you can begin. Take out the cards, predictions inside the box, and the force card's already on top. Now, I do the spread force, ask them to point to any card they want, they can swap which one they want. We show them the bottom card, place those cards on a pinky break, because now we're going to do a double undercut, and we show them that the card's on the bottom. We don't call to it, we don't say, hey, this was your card. We just finish cutting and we're talking to them, and we just happen to show them the card. Then go into a Hindu shuffle, which the card basically is still in the same spot. You just babble along, don't call any attention to it, and you say that inside of the box you've made a prediction. I just flattened that card in here, but yeah, you pull out their prediction, you say that their card was the Jack of Diamonds. Now at this point they think that this is a trick deck with jacks in them, and that's when you do a table spread. You show them that all the cards are all different and none of them are the same. And that was it for today. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and hope to see you in the next video. See ya.